Can I just tell you why I'm here?
Good morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is.
What time is it?
2:15.
So it's afternoon.
Afternoon. How are we doing?
Afternoon, guys. I'm okay.
Good.
Can I ask you one question? Do you know PC Connell?
No.
No, baldy head he's got.
No.
I was always told, you know, if you've got a bad temper, you lose your hair. It does.
Is that
It
true,
does.
is it?
Yeah. Well, I suggest that he's got a bad temper.
All right.
Do you know the grounds that if you arrest me, do you know what you're supposed to do? Do you know the process?
The process of arresting you?
Yeah. Go on. Can you talk me through it, please?
From which point would you like to know?
So, as soon as you're going to arrest me.
So I would arrest you, I would
Yeah.
caution you,
Yeah.
and then I would take you to custody, which we are now.
Right. And that's it.
Well, no, there's obviously more to it than that.
Yeah. Go on. Talk me through that little.
That's about as basic as I can give you it.
Well, no, because it's not, because if you don't do certain things, it then becomes unlawful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So, what things do you have to do that makes it unlawful, that would
If
keep
you were
it
to
unlawful?
caution someone, it would be unlawful.
Right,
If you were to tell them what they're arrested for,
right,
I don't know what else you'd like me to say. I'm giving you as much as I can give you.
right. So, do you know about section 24 in the Codes of Practice?
You're going to tell me?
No, I'm not. I'm just asking you, do you know about
I
it?
don't know.
You should do.
Well, yeah, I should.
Especially section 24 in Code J.
Alright. I know about Code J.
Because basically, so PC Connell, I took the Chief Constable to court yesterday. It was all the way back from June 2021.
Okay.
We offered them a par 66, par 36 offer.
Yeah.
We offered them, yeah. They declined. They want to go all the way to court. I goes to court, give my evidence. I think they were relying on me to be back what I used to be like back in the day, and I'm a bit more educated today, and I was a credible witness.
Okay.
But what I couldn't believe, and this really is serious, you know. So PC Connell gets in the witness box and blatantly, you had to admit anyway, because if he didn't admit he did why you didn't do it, then if he knew it, then he'd have been asked why didn't you do it then. So basically he admitted that he didn't even know about section 24 in Code G and section 28. I suggest you look that up as well. Because even my barrister said, you know, do you know what, there's many arrests up and down the country on a daily basis that probably you've got the right reason to arrest, lawful reason, but it becomes unlawful, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I went to that car now and banged someone, you're going to come and hold me accountable. And you know what, if you ever cross the line with me like that again, because I believe it was crossed many a times when I wasn't educated, when I was just a little idiot running about the streets, I'll hold you accountable every time. I don't want to, obviously I don't want to, but I will. If you do ever meet PC Connell and PC Burgess, tell him thanks for his good luck when he wished me, when I told him I'm going to sue you when I come out the door. Tell him I don't believe I needed that luck, but I think it might have played its part anyway. So tell him thanks for his good luck. Tell him I wasn't trying to wind him up and all that, man, when he was in the witness box and all that, because he seemed to be uncomfortable and drinking water and all that, man. I don't know what was going on, really. But
no problem.
do you know about body cam?
Yeah.
What do you know?
I know we wear them. I know they're all policy to activate them.
So if you come to an instant, right, and I was there, it wasn't really kicking off and all that, it was just an instant, you need to talk to me, you activate your body cam, what do you do?
Tell them it's activated.
You tell them?
Yeah.
Do you do that though?
Well, some people don't. I'm not saying that I do or don't, but people don't
You should do, shouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Unless, of course, it has to be practicable, doesn't it?
Practicable.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it has to be practicable. And if it's not, like if you go rushing in to go hands on, it wouldn't be, would it? No. You know, do you tell people?
Yeah.
You look a bit young, and I don't mean any disrespect.
I have work experience.
Are you?
No.
So how long have you been in the force?
Since last year.
Do you know about Code G?
Code G, yeah.
And section 24 in particular, Code G? I'd go and have a look at it.
Right.
Otherwise you might find yourself in civil courts. Because believe me, I'm educating people. I've got a big following and I'm educating.
I
Do you know what I mean? As you do.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you got the blue line on?
No.
Why?
Personal preference, not to.
Good. Because we see that as a gang badge.
Alright.
And what you see usually is the people, the officers, not all, but 9 times out of 10, when they've got them, when you've got them,
I'll move over.
Go on then, thank you. So when you've got, when we come across constables that are wearing that, right, are usually the tyrants.
Alright.
That's my experience.
Is that what you find?
That's what I'm finding. And guess what? PC Connell, right, I did on, and PC Burgess never, and he was okay. Right. But you know what? When he come to court and you could tell his demeanour, he was going to be, I believe, you know, obviously there's sides, isn't it? And it shouldn't be like that, man. You swear it off, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you'd ever come across anyone, any colleagues of yours breaking the law, what would you do?
I'll report him, challenge him.
Would you?
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
What about arrest?
What do you mean in terms of arrest?
So if you knew someone, I don't know, a colleague, say your colleague, you knew that he'd pinched something, not now, but you knew he had, you'd witnessed it, you'd had evidence, would you arrest him?
I don't know, it's I suppose discretion. It is an offence, isn't it? But it's
His
all
smile tells me what I need to know. The guy's smile tells me what I need to know. And again, look, see what's coming out of the, see, have a look in your mirror.
coming out of the ambulance.
Yeah, and what we see as well, right, and I've got experience of it, is people dying in police, well, not this one, in Dunn Street, do you know what I mean? And on some occasions murdered, and then some of yous go about and wear that thin blue line.
Yeah.
But what about getting a badge designed for the people who's murdered or died in police custody, and then it shows that, you know, that you're supporting both sides? Because believe it or not, some criminals, or well, all criminals, if they are criminals, because not everyone who gets brought here are criminals either, but you know what, criminals as well have got loved ones, you know, like the fallen, your fallen colleagues, you know, and I think it'd help as well build the bridge, wouldn't it? Because do you agree there's a bridge between the police and the public?
There is, I think, yeah, probably. Especially in Middlesbrough.
And how do we bridge that gap?
I don't know.
So there's an example, there's a suggestion from me. You know, you seem decent,
Take it on board.
but you know what, I say this, you know, you seem decent, but then I'm going to be honest, I don't know if you're playing up for the camera. Do you know what I'm saying?
Same conversation with you if it wasn't there.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the truth though, because of personal experiences and plus other things that I've seen online as well. But why don't you suggest that then to the powers above? And B, I could do it
more
myself.
probably from your point of view though, isn't it? I think you're the person that's sort of got the following, like you say, that could probably get a bit more influence than I can.
Yeah. If there was one designed, would you wear one?
Me, personally not, no, I just keep the uniform as plain and simple as I can, apart from the little puppy that I've got on here.
Yeah.
That's it.
What about you?
I keep my plain and simple, then you neutralise it.
Yeah. Okay.
Avoid conflict that way.
So, what he's doing now? What he's going to do now?
We're going back in, we've just been to an incident there and we're going to go back in and write up what's been going on.
Right.
Try and catch up with a bit of food if we can, but
Yeah.
it's been very busy today.
So write a report up.
Yeah.
Okay. What about bring me your coffee out?
You want a coffee? I might struggle to get one, mate. There's not much left in Christie.
Come on, you can get me your coffee. Build the bridge, man.
I know we're supposed to, aren't we? But if I can get one, I'll bring you one. How does
Okay.
that one sound?
Okay. So if you can get me one, how long will it take? Because I want to
5
finish my report.
About 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll wait 5 minutes. All right then.
Coffee,
Thank you.
sugar.
What's your name? Sorry.
PC Solomon.
Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been in the job?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Yourself, how long in the job? I think you saw me, didn't you?
Going last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first arrest for? What was the offence? Your first arrest? Criminal damage. So nothing really serious. What about yourself?
Robbery.
Robbery. Oh, that's quite up there, isn't it? Robbery. Have you ever thought about being dog section or anything like that?
Nothing.
No.
No desires to do that at the minute.
Don't you, when you become a cop, don't you have to stay on response for like two
You do at the
years?
minute because people go through the degree apprenticeship program. Sorry, let me just reject this. People go through the degree apprenticeship program.
Right.
So you have to get a degree as part of it, and then during that time you can't really go anywhere else.
Right, right,
After
I
that
get you.
time, you can do it as
Right.
what you've done.
Okay. And yeah, what do you think about police using dogs as weapons as well? It's been
Time and
seen.
place for everything, isn't there?
It's been seen though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, listen, hopefully you bring me a coffee out.
Bring us coffee.
All right
5
then.
minutes.
One sugar?
Might probably be about 10, like.
All right
I'll
then,
say.
one sugar then, yeah? Thank you. So yeah, the new Peugeot. Yeah, so he seemed decent. Again, you've got to say he seemed decent, but I've got to be honest, I do believe, are you playing up for the camera or not? But yeah, come back here. Okay, so here he is, he's brought me a coffee. I don't know why they've had to come in twos. Yeah, well... So,
Give them the 10 minutes as well, I think.
I know, can I ask you one more question before you go?
Go on then.
So, say you came up to me...
on the wall, look. just
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Go on.
thank you. Say you came up to me, right,
Yeah.
and said, have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
Uh-huh.
And I say, yes.
Okay.
You're going to believe me straight away,
Yeah.
aren't you? If you come up to me and say, have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have? And I say, no. Why don't you believe me?
Because people lie to us.
But I might be lying when I say yeah, though.
Yeah, you might be. Yeah. I'm not necessarily going to believe that you're going to. You might suspect that you have something on you.
Yeah.
By you saying yes, but you might not necessarily believe that you have.
Right.
If you saying yes, you might be open and honest and say, look, I've got something on me that I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
People do that, but ultimately then people also lie. You would still have to have sufficient grounds to search that person if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you'd have the grounds, wouldn't you? Someone said, went, yeah.
it depends, though, doesn't it? There might be. You might know that they're lying, so you might not have the grounds then, might you?
Right. Okay. Go on.
What I mean?
Yeah. Have you activated your body warrants?
When we're speaking to you?
Yeah.
No.
How come you come in toes? Why don't you? It only takes one to bring a coffee, to be fair.
We're just with him now. We're just about to finish our report. He can't do it without us.
Yeah, but he could have went and got it ready and
Well,
you
he
could have
could
brought the
have,
coffee.
But we're in it, aren't we?
So what I'm asking you, I'll ask you direct, did you feel uncomfortable coming in one?
No.
You're at the police station, man, they'd come swarming from everywhere.
I know.
If I was that type of guy.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
not at all.
So do you know if you were going to go and engage with a member of the public?
Yeah.
How fast do you engage with that? So what would you say?
If I was to go up to somebody,
Yeah, and you
in terms of what type of incident,
how would you
discussing?
how would you open the discussion with them?
It depends on what type of incident it was. If I was just speaking to them, I'd be like, hello, how are you?
Yeah. So I don't know. So say like obviously when you come engage and you're going to do a section 1 appears, for example,
Yeah.
you're going to come and say you're going to come and be friendly, aren't you?
Yeah, of course you are.
So how would you do that?
If it was me, I'd be like, hello, my name's so-and-so, we've had a report of whatever the report's been.
Right, I'll ask you the question. I'll tell you why I'm asking you that. Would you come up and say hello, mate, or would you come up and say hello, sir?
But it depends on the circumstances, but realistically, should it be sir? Probably personal opinion as to what you prefer.
Yeah, and I'd say it's professional as well on your part as well. You know, instead of coming up mate, because to be my mate, I've got to know you.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to have that some kind of relationship to be your mate.
On the other hand, though, you've got a lot of people specifically in Middlesbrough, who, if we walked up to them and said, sir, they'd be a bit, Do you know what I mean? It probably is personal preference as to what they prefer. I agree with you. It probably is more professional to say sir.
So So on your, what do you do? Do you do say or mate?
Depends on the person.
Right.
It depends on the
But how do you judge that though?
It's just judging
On an
character at the
individual.
time.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Why did they look at you like as though you're an alien? Don't they know about freedom of press?
You're a person at the end of the day, aren't
Do
you?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't look at you, right, and think you're a knobhead because PC Connell is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do I? I judge you on your own merit, aren't I?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to, you know, so why is he looking at me? He's got a camera in hand. Freedom of press,
Exactly.
for one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you don't, your personal opinion, do you like people come to the police station and video?
People are entitled to do it. I don't really have an opinion of it or not.
Is it a good
If
thing or a
people
bad
want to
thing though?
Well, good for the people who follow you. They get the answers to the questions that they want to hear.
Yeah.
So probably a good thing.
Right. Okay. So
People
you
are
just,
still going to have the negative connotation with it, though, aren't they? Because they don't want the camera in their face.
I know, but
That's all
you
it
wear
is.
body worn.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want that in my face.
Well, no.
So when you come to me and you're responding to whatever, or we have some kind of engagement, I don't want that on. It's a two-way street,
Yeah, of
isn't
course
it?
it is. Yeah, absolutely.
So a police officer can't go, I don't want to be on camera,
Of course, you're right.
can they?
No.
Do you know what I mean? If you're using that as a tool yourself,
yeah.
do you get what I'm saying?
Like you said earlier on, people are entitled to film people when they see fit. So I'm crack on.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was frowned upon a lot. I think it's still frowned.
Previously.
I think there's a lot of resentment.
There's people who have negative connotation with it. Definitely.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of resentment in buildings like this.
Yeah.
Why do buildings like this, right, usually old, a lot of paranoid people, I'd say. Are you trained to be paranoid?
No.
Are you ever trained to lie? Because I believe that the experiences I've had, that one, you get trained out to lie.
You don't get trained how to lie.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely not.
So it just comes natural.
I don't know.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
can only speak on personal, can't I? So
Yeah.
not for me.
You know, I hope you're not playing up for the camera.
No.
I've just been saying there when you went, you seem a good guy.
I'd have the same conversation
and,
with you if it wasn't that.
and it's a shame that, you know what, we're having this kind of dialogue and then I'm wondering, is he just playing up for the camera? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of
Treat people how you want to be treated
because
at the end of the day.
because of your colleagues, really, the likes of PC Connell. So what he took objection to was the fact that I was filming,
Yeah.
right? It was 2021, right? At the I was at the post office, middle of the post office in Cannon Park,
Yeah.
and basically,
I'm gonna have to send out the sun on burning.
sorry,
Pale skin.
sorry. So and then I've talked to PC Bear, just been open and frank and engaged with him. I didn't really have to, but I did.
Yeah.
I engaged with him, told him from my side, told him that it's all recorded. He comes, right, the first thing I notice is the blue alarm flag. So I've turned around and said, don't want to talk to you, PC Burgess, I like and respect you, I don't want to talk to you. He went, oh, I went, because you've got that blue line on, the gang badge.
Yeah.
And my granddad fought for that flag, probably like you know, and you defacing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay then. So I said, are you going to take it off for me? But I then fired with another question, so I didn't get the answer, and said, identify yourself. Why do you do that as well, right? So you just go and you think, right, what it is, unknown risk, using police jargon, unknown risk, right? Identify yourself. So straight away what you do is, you sure that could have just went boom and took him clean off his feet. Why do that? Why not just go 2986? Why not just go 2986 instead of, because what you're doing there really is you're leaving yourself vulnerable, aren't you? Leaving yourself vulnerable all the time. I think, why? So he's dipped his shoulder, I went to say I am, and he's told me his number. Then he's asked for my details. Bearing in mind, PC Burgess has already asked, and I said no, do I have to? And he told me no. I already knew no. Right? And I went, do I have to? He went, yeah, I'm asking for them. I went, no, I'm asking by law, do I have to give you my details? Right. So he's went, right at this, he went, yeah, because you've been, no, he went, details. I said no. I said, do I have to? He went, yeah, because I'm asking.
Go inside.
Put a phone there.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
So basically, right, I've asked him, right, by law, do I have to give you my details, right? And he went,
just give us 1 second, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get aside.
So I went, by law, I'm asking by law, do I have to?
Yeah.
So he took his cuffs out and he went, at so time, you're under arrest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And basically what it is, he don't, he listened to the manager, he didn't even go to the victim and check with the victim, do you know what I mean? Definitely no necessity.
We're genuinely going to have to go at this point.
You realise as well, what you didn't tell me when I was asking about powers of arrest, you have to explain the necessity for arrest.
Yeah.
You know, you have to weigh the necessity up in your brain, right? And then if you arrest me, you have to explain that necessity to me. No cops have ever done that to me, mate. No. Ever. So all the arrests that I've had, then that makes my conviction. I'm going to look into it. Then that makes my convictions. Yeah. They're all spent anyway. Yeah. To be fair, but I shouldn't have had them. Do you know what I mean? Ruthless. Right. Listen, stay safe, because I know you do a dangerous job, don't you? No one wants to see you get hurt, but what we don't want to see is we want to see good cops. Engagement. We need, engagement, and when you're engaged like this, it builds bridges, doesn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Idea drop. What were we going to idea drop? I forgot now.
Ride-alongs.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll find out. Next time I see you, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Right, ta-da. So guys, there you go. The coffee from Cleveland. He was a man of his word, eh? Again, I've got to say, do you know what? I get the feeling that he was a good cop, him. You know, but I do question it, guys. Was he playing up for the camera? Who knows? Let me turn this off. I want to go around the corner and tell you about this PC Connell when I was getting released, and we'll go from there. Good evening, guys. Taking our rights back again. So you've seen the video where I went back just to talk about this experience, but let me tell you about the court case. So yeah, on the 27th of June 2021, I did go to a Royal Mail in Middlesbrough, and I spoke to a postman. I had quite a productive talk about the post office, and you know, as I've left, I was engaged by a security guard from the COVID centre that was over the road. Bearing in mind, at this time, I think we'd just come out of the lockdown, the first lockdown. He's walked from the COVID centre to the gate, engaged me and asked me, who'll give you permission to record me? I obviously wasn't recording him at the time until he engaged me. He didn't give me the chance to answer him. He proceeded to say in the same sentence, I will take your phone off you and break it. At what point? At that point, I told him, you won't be taking nothing off me, and I bet you can't. Basically, what I meant by that, guys, was you even try and I will defend myself. Anyway, the manager comes, guys. I'm going to leave the link for the video down there. There's some back and forth, you know. I'm saying I want to put a complaint in about him. He's told him to go. Anyway, he has phoned the police on 999. One police car turns up, and now known to be PC Burgess. He's turned up. He summons me to come to him. I cooperated. I didn't have to go to him, but I cooperated, went over. He's asking me what's going on. I give him a full and frank explanation of what had happened, and he then proceeds to take his notebook and a pen and then asks me for my details. At that point, I've asked him, I've told him I don't want to give you my details, do I have to? And basically said, well, you've been involved, these are funding, and you've been involved in some, I think he said, altercation. I told him that I haven't, and I've got it all on record. I've got it all on evidence, I said. I've got it all on evidence, meaning I've got it recorded, and I definitely hadn't been involved in any kind of public order or anything like that. At that point, another police car comes on blues and twos. He gets out, walks straight past us as I'm engaging with Burgess, goes into COVID centre. I've now seen his body worn, and basically the manager's saying that there was some argy-bargy. So the alleged victim of this Section 5, the manager told him to go. Now, what it is, that copper, now known to be Connell, didn't even go and ask the victim his side of the situation. Proceeded to come outside. I've seen that he's got a defaced Union Jack on his chest. So I've turned around and said, hey mate, I don't even want to talk to you. Turned back to Burgess and went, I respect you. And then went on and proceeded to tell him that what it is, don't respect you. You defaced our Union, our flag. And basically that my granddad had fought for that flag. You know, I asked him if he's going to take it off. Anyway, asked him to identify himself. He's then, guys, sent to me, I want your details. And I've said, I'm not giving you them. So he said, you're not giving me your details. But even the tone as well, guys, and his voice, so what, you're not giving me your details? It come across as he was aggressive. His tone came across so he was being totally aggressive. So I've asked him, by law, do I have to give you them? And he said, he didn't answer the question, by law. He said, yes, I've asked for them. And I said, no, I'm asking you, by law, do I have to give you my details? At that point, he didn't answer the question, yes or no, and proceeded to take his handcuffs out and arrest me for Section 5. Now, guys, what it is, where my barrister won this case is a couple of situations. So I don't know if any of you have ever been involved in with a police and there's been two sides of the story on the scene, if you will. What you get is you get Burgess who will talk to me, then you get Connell who will talk to the security guard, and then what they do is they come back and they have a debrief, don't they? You know, and they confer between themselves what's being said, and then they weigh it up in the brain, basically, if they need to take any further action. And if they do, then they're weighing it up in the brain to see if there's a necessity for arrest, shall we say. Bearing in mind, when he's saying to me, this Connell, yeah, you've been involved in an altercation, I'm saying, no, I haven't, it's all on record. So he's handcuffed me. Also, my barrister made a good point of this. You didn't even see the victim, the alleged victim. He was on site, the manager told you. You didn't even go and see if he was making a complaint, because the manager had clearly told you that he wasn't there and didn't see it. It was just hearsay to the manager, basically. He didn't have the debrief, and when he's arrested me, he hasn't explained the necessity for arrest. Not only that, as well, this is not the that they have to when it's set in stone, but it's strongly suggested that, you know, in a situation like that where I'm saying, do I have to, it's suggested that they tell you that if you don't, then you will be arrested. None of that happened.
My barrister was suggested that it could the footage could have been viewed at the side of the road, or in the patrol car. So basically, guys, what I'd say as well, because I can't recite what my barrister was saying because of my memory, and I haven't really had time to go back and look at it. But what I'd say, guys, is go online, Code of Practice, Code G, Section 24 and Section 28. More 24, but he was touching on something about Section 28 in Code G as well. I've got the full Code of Practice actually, and I am going to be getting up to date myself on that Code of Practice. So let's talk about then. It took me weeks, if not months, to find a solicitor. There was no H&K. I'd never heard of H&K. This was only my second video, guys, or third. I found myself a solicitor. Big up Evans Law from Liverpool. All day long. And George Murray, my barrister. Unreal, guys, I'm telling you. So anyway, I've gone to them. They've looked at it, drafted a letter of claim, sent it to them. They're not taking liability and say that they believe that they had every reason and lawful reason to arrest me, and my arrest was lawful. But unfortunately for Connell, 2 years down the line, nearly to the day, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, fast forward to the 8th of June 2023. I'm at court. Well, I had to attend court. I wasn't at court. Cleveland Police. We took them to their civil courts. So it was me versus the Chief Constable. Goes into court. We watched PC Connell's body worn from the minute he switched it on in his car, when he's responding and coming to Cannon Park. So we've watched that, and we've watched the custody video as well from when I got took to custody. But I don't think there was even any sound on that, or we skipped that and just watched the body worn. I have asked a solicitor, and I am going to get both body worn footage, and I'm also going to get the custody footage as well. So yeah, I'm going to get them out. Anyway, we go. So after that, then I goes into the box. Basically, I think their barrister was, when I say the Cleveland Police barrister, I think was open that I was going to be like I was back in the day. Really didn't have respect for courts, so to speak. And he was hoping that I wasn't going to be a credible witness. So anyway, he's asking questions, and he's suggesting that I have went to the COVID centre and wanted to have some kind of compensation for you guys, because it'd make for better viewing. So that's what he was suggesting. I answered the question like this. I said, we've just watched the video, and the video strongly shows, clearly shows, sorry, that wasn't the case, because I apologised to the security guard when he threatened me to take my phone off me, and I'm apologising to him, you know. So I was clearly, there was no compensation from me. Anyway, he was asking me a few questions, right, and like I was answering him halfway through the question. A few people do this on here as well, you know, use all these big words, but you've already said like 3 sentences, mate, and we've got the gist of the thing you're saying. So I was answering him. The judge then stopped me and said, let him answer the question, because you're talking over each other. I turned to the judge and said, sorry ma'am, I do apologise. And then she looked at the barrister and she gave him a stern, she would call it a stern talking to, and basically what she was saying is, you should know better, because you were in courtrooms like this Monday to Friday every week of the year. So yeah, so that happened, and I apologised, and then it happened again, and he was trying to get me frustrated, and I butted in again when he was asking a question, and then I had to apologise, and I thought, you know what, I've messed it up, man, I've messed it up. Anyway, questions finished from the police's barrister. My barrister didn't have no questions, my statement was there. So he didn't have no questions. Then PC Connell, the arresting officer, gets in, and basically my barrister asked him, and I can't recite what he asked him, but he was asking him about Code G and do you know about explaining the necessity for arrest and blah blah blah, and he had to tell the truth. He'd sworn the Bible, and if he lied, if he'd said yeah I don't know, then he'd have been asked, well, why didn't you do it? So he clearly told the truth and said no, I didn't know that he had to do that. And the things that he was saying that he didn't know, right, then makes the arrest straight away unlawful. Even if I had committed a Section 5, the arrest was unlawful, because he didn't carry out the protocol. He got questioned. He was still in the box, I believe, and the judge, or I think he might have finished actually. His evidence might have finished. It was 1:10. Judge says, sorry guys. Judge says, right, break for dinner, 1:10, back at 2:10. I flies home from court because I'd forgot my tobacco. I was getting a headache. I need some headache tablets. And on the way back, I was about 10 minutes away from court. The barrister, my barrister, had a bloke with him who was trainee barrister for me, asked me where I was. I told him I'm going to be 10 minutes there. Anyway, he must have had me on loudspeaker because George then came on the phone and said, oh yeah, I want to tell you about Part 36 first, guys. Just let me tell you this. So I didn't realise, I mustn't have looked at the paperwork properly, but we'd offered them a Part 36 offer. Now, for the people who don't know what that means, a Part 36 is, we give them an offer, said, right, we'll settle for this, and then they have to pay the legal fees. And Cleveland Police blatantly said no, and they wanted to go to court. However, I was talking about a Part 36 on the morning to my barrister, and he said, oh yeah, actually, we've done it. And he went, in fact, let me go and speak to their barrister, their counsel. He came back and he said, right, what it is, they want to put an offer on the table. So if they decide, basically, I got confused and thought he was saying what it is. If the judge ruled in my favour, that I'd settle for this sum and not above, right? And I spoke to the barrister. I said, what do you think? He said, I think accept it. Anyway, when the barrister gets on the phone, I'm nearly back at court. He says, right, what it is, you know, the Part 36 offer, this morning, they've now offered it. So I'm thinking, they've offered it. I said, so basically they were saying to me, hurry up and get back to court. So I was saying, so what, do we have to go back in court then or not? And he was saying, no, you don't have to go back in court. So I'm thinking, I went, what, so they've made an offer? He went, yeah, but I haven't accepted it, even though you did this morning. I still need you to agree. And I just said, yeah, the computer says, yeah, accept that offer. So gets back, spoke to them, the barrister, and basically what he'd said to me is he couldn't believe PC Connell was thick as shit, is the words he used. And I said, I'm sorry, George, but I've got to interject. I said, he's not thick as shit, he's thick as pig shit. And we had a little giggle and all that, and George said, you know what, I have to agree. He definitely was. And told me that basically that PC Connell should have been able to recite that codes of practice on his head, basically. So anyway, we didn't go back into court. I was going to go back in with George and that, but the judge said that if my barrister didn't want to go back into court, that we didn't have to. So guys, I was awarded out of court settlement from Cleveland Police, paid me £5,000. So they're settled out of court. I agreed to the sum of £5,000. Obviously, it was on a no-win, no-fee. They've got to pay all the legal fees, which will be a lot more than £5,000. Let me tell you that, guys, as well. Be a lot more than £5,000. We've got to pay the legal fees. Also, Matt, because I've won, I've got a small fee to come out of that £5,000 as well. So yeah, I'm glad it's all over and done with. I'm devastated, really. I wasn't looking forward to the 8th of June and going into court and reliving that ordeal all over again. But unfortunately, they weren't willing to settle out of court. They wanted me to go in the box. They wanted me to relive my ordeal, and that's what I did. I'd say, looking at all the situation and what happened and me getting arrested, I'd suggest I got arrested for this. PC Connell took objection to what I was doing, i.e. filming. He must have heard about auditors at police stations and all that, I'm surmising. And he took objection to me pointing out the gang badge, i.e. the thin blue line. And that's the reason I'd suggest I was arrested because of that fact that he took objection to what I was doing. He took objection to basically that I spoke about the blue line, and yeah, you know, he let his feelings get in the way, and basically it was what it was, guys. So yeah, I had to endure over 7 hours in the police station as well. And I did say to PC Connell when he was letting me out of the custody, as you will have already heard in the video, that I was going to be taking him to civil courts. And he laughed at me, guys. He laughed at me, right, and wished me luck. Like I said in the video, I don't believe I needed any luck. But if that luck did play its part, then I thank you for that. But yeah, guys, listening to what I listened to in that civil court that day, there's arrests up and down this country, right, that are unlawful. Unlawful. Even if the person that they are arresting has committed a criminal offence, even if the police constable has seen it, wow. It's like, wow, man. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just thought I'd come and give you a big update, guys, and I'm glad that's put to bed. I've still got a couple of ongoing civil claims, unfortunately, that as well, is because I don't want to have to take them to court, guys. But you know, if they do anything that is wrong, like if I done anything wrong, I'd be held accountable, and so should them as well. And I'm willing to do that, even though I don't want to. That doesn't mean that I won't. Listen, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split, I'm going to bounce, and I'll catch us all on the rebound. Until then, please stay safe, guys, and be lucky. Oh, and can I just say this as well? If it is your first time around here, you guys, then please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one, if there is one. Respect, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.